Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening. This is the National News Telecast. I'm Movin Hettiaranchi.
And I'm Kasani Balachandra Adhikari. We start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
Sri Lanka graded as a country without terrorist threats. The president says the government has a strong program to conquer the global market. The battle on the commission report to be presented to Parliament this week. An open warrant issued against former IGP Deshabandhu Tennakoon for immediate arrest. Road accidents in several areas claim 6 lives. The national television joins the operation to trace the tusker Sumedha. Ukraine launches a drone attack on Moscow. Now to those and more stories in detail. Sri Lanka has been ranked among countries with no impact due to terrorism in the Global Terrorism Index 2025. The Global Terrorism Index 2025 report ranked Sri Lanka among 163 countries. Institute for Economic and Peace has published the annual Global Terrorism Index 2025, in which Sri Lanka ranked 100 with a score of 0 and was classified as a country without no impact of terrorism. The report has indicated that Sri Lanka has significantly improved, dropping 64 points in the index within a year in 2024. South Asia was the region with the highest average index score, with a position it has held throughout the last decade. Despite the deterioration in this year, the South Asian countries have recorded an improvement. This is largely attributed to a decline in terrorist activity in Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Nepal and Sri Lanka. Of the 7 countries in South Asia, only Bhutan and Sri Lanka have an index score of 0, indicating that neither country has a recorded terrorist attack in the past 5 years. Sri Lanka was the most improved South Asian country in 2024, recording no terrorist attacks or deaths in the 5th consecutive year since 2019.
President Andrukumar Dissanayake stated that the government is committed to providing the necessary support to secure a share for Sri Lankan entrepreneurs in the global market. He highlighted that the government has a strong strategic plan to facilitate access to international markets by integrating diplomats and entrepreneurs into a unified process. The president made these remarks while attending the 26th anniversary of the Chamber of Young Lankan Entrepreneurs held yesterday at Shangri-La, Colombo. The event was attended by government ministers, state officials, diplomats and a group of young entrepreneurs. President Andrukumar Dissanayake said that the current government has already taken significant steps to provide economic stability, creating a more secure environment for investors. He stated that the government has built the strongest and most politically stable administration in Sri Lanka. The president also highlighted that a business-friendly environment has been established where investors can operate without having to pay any commission. Furthermore, he stated that the government is prepared to empower young entrepreneurs not only within Sri Lanka but also by providing them with the strength to expand into international markets. The president further emphasized that his government ensures every rupee spent is treated as a public trust and utilized with the highest level of responsibility. President Dissanayake also remarked that a model political system has now been established in Sri Lanka. He assured that by the end of the current administration's tenure, there would be no room for a destructive political climate to re-emerge. President Andrukumar Dissanayake stated that the government is committed to providing the necessary support to secure a share for Sri Lankan entrepreneurs in the global market.
Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalin Jayatissa says that the battle on the Commission report will be presented in Parliament this week. The minister made this observation after a cabinet media briefing held today. Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalin Jayatissa said that special attention was paid during yesterday's cabinet meeting to the battle on the report. Accordingly, a decision has been reached to present the report to Parliament during this week. Later on, the decision will be taken to be publicised. Answering a query of the journalist, the minister added that the Attorney General's Department has to activate the concerned institution in order to implement the next steps when the Commission presents its recommendations. First, the report will be presented to Parliament and discussions will be held in this respect, and the next step is to what kind of action will be taken by the Attorney General's Department. This will be presented in Parliament in accordance with the expectations of the majority of the peoples, and the future steps will be discussed later on.
ඒ සාකච්ඡාවම සමහර විට වැදගත් වේවි ඉදිරි ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ගන්න. මේක පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම ප්‍රශ්නයක් කරගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ කවුරුත්.
හිටපු පොලිස්පති
Minister also answered a query by a media person regarding the former IGP Deshapanda Thennakoon. Cabinet spokesman said that the aim of the government is to continue with the arrest. Search operations will be conducted based on the information provided, which have not yet been received. The government wants the police and intelligence agencies to conduct their activities efficiently and present its findings to the judiciary. Not only these suspects, several others are being searched by the police. The expectation is that the suspects will be taken into custody and will be presented to court without waiting for his surrender or providing person with further extension of time.
සර්ච් කරමින් ඉන්නේ. අපි හිතනවා කොයි වෙලාවක හරි අත්තරම් ගන්න පුළුවන්කම ලැබෙවි කියලා. ඒ අරුණට පස්සේදී අපි කිසිම කල් දීමක් හෝ ඔහු බාර වෙනකන් ඉන්න එකක් නැහැ. අපේ බලාපොරොත්තුව අත්තරම් කරගෙන උසාවියට ඉදිරිපත් කරන එක.
කලාපීය රටවල
The minister also said prices of pharmaceuticals of this country will be fixed at a minimum price according to pharmaceutical prices of the countries in the region. The spokesman, Minister Jayatissa, said that the certain pharmaceuticals have single suppliers where they have the ability to fix prices for medicine as per their wish, and there is no restriction by the law for that. There is only a problem of political intention. He added that on occasion, prices of the medicines were compared with the prices of other countries and that of India by foreign political authority. There would have been no necessity to purchase at a cost of 72,000 rupees on that occasion. The methodology has been set in place to investigate the general market prices in the countries of the region at present, not the prices provided by the supplier to determine the justifiable cost. The decision has been arrived after discussions as to how much of a fair profit will be obtained from the particular company, and the same price will be taken into consideration. There has been a problem regarding the registration of suppliers. Certain methodology was carried out to speed up the registration of certain suppliers as well as not to register some suppliers. Now there are only 450 files left in the registration process of the National Medicine Regulatory Authority. There are 1,500 files that has been reduced by now. Further suppliers will also be registered, and after this process, people will be able to get justice. Accordingly, results will be out soon. The government requests the suppliers to investigate themselves and get registered so the definite price formula can be introduced for the 862 pharmaceuticals, which will provide a fair solution for the people. There has been an allegation that the former parliamentarian Uday Gammampilla has taken government loans to tune of 5,156 billion rupees during these 5 months. Detailing this, the minister said the loans have been obtained by the government and it will be obtained as per the limits approved by the parliament. Minister Dr. Nalin Jat added that there had been previous government did not take any loans. Expenditure of the government could have been managed by proper manner. The present government has come to power with the bankrupt country, and the government income has been increased by now. The minister specifically thanked the Department of Inland Revenue, Excise Department and the Customs Department for the progress they have shown so far. The taxpayers are requested to do their duty without fear, since the tax will be spent in a proper manner. Loans will be obtained in accordance with the management and expenditure.
An open warrant has been issued against former Inspector General of Police Deshapanda Thennakoon to arrest with immediate effect. Madhura Chief Magistrate Annapudadasa issued this open warrant in response to a request made by the Criminal Investigation Department. A police officer was killed and another injured in a gunfire which occurred at W15 Hotel in Valigama, Mathura in 2023. The Mathura Magistrates Court issued an order on the 17th of last month to arrest Deshapanda Thennakoon and 7 other police officers, as well as to provide them before courts in this connection. The CID informed the Mathura Magistrates Court today that a total of 10 suspicious locations across the island had been inspected, and intelligence officers had been deployed to 18 other locations in an effort to arrest the IGP. Meanwhile, IGP Deshapanda Thennakoon filed a writ petition with the Court of Appeal yesterday, seeking an order to prevent his arrest.
6 deaths have been reported by some road accidents which occurred in several areas last night. A woman and another person were killed in a road accident which occurred at Alikandawata area around Naula Alahara Road. The victims have been identified as the wife of the leading environmentalist Tilak Kandigama and his pupil. A motor vehicle which was running towards Elahara was knocked down against a road signpost beyond the control of the driver and fallen to the Yodala Canal. The daughter of the Tilak Kandigama was injured in the accident and admitted to Dambulla Base Hospital. Another accident occurred in Morakahakanda area along the Bakamuna Naula road, claiming the lives of a couple residents of the Rohingya area. They were coming back from participating in a funeral last night. A small lorry which were travelling has collided with another lorry. Police said the 9-year-old daughter of the victims and driver of the lorry were injured and admitted to the Dambulla hospital. Driver of the other lorry has been taken into custody. Two persons were killed in another road accident in Anguna Belkalas area on the Bakamuna Dambulla road. Driver of the jeep could not control the vehicle and veered off the road and knocked against a screen. Victims have been identified as a 71 and a 74-year-old persons, residents of Bakamuna and Avisavela areas respectively. In the meantime, a motor vehicle travelling from Kandapola towards Nuarelia has veered off the road and fallen into a precipice about 15 feet. The driver of the vehicle and a mother and a daughter travelling in the vehicle have been injured and admitted to Nuarelia Hospital.
Operations are being carried out in Ritigala and its surrounding areas to trace the elephant Sumedha, which has met with an accident recently. Amidst the prevailing existing rainy condition, wildlife and police STF officials are participating in the search operations to trace the jumbo. Officials have identified 3 areas where the elephant is probably roaming. And by last midnight, some people have seen the animal roaming in the area where it met with the accident. The search operations are still ongoing and officers are about to trace the injured tusker. Covering all elephant corridors of the area, the officials are vigilant on the jumbo's whereabouts.
Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Lands and Irrigation announced that the media reports published with regard to the expenses of the printing census forms and leaflets of the crop damaging wild animal census are totally false. The minister says that the entire amount spent on the matter is 2.47 million rupees. Secretary to the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Land and Irrigation, DP Vikramasinghe, has said that some social media reports express a huge sum of money has been spent on this animal census. Only 30 cents has been spent per form. In addition, all the printing work has been done by the government press. The census is being carried out with a group of officials who rendered their services voluntary. Meanwhile, views were expressed over the matter at the Cabinet press briefing held today as well. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayasinghe said that a very limited group of everyday comments on the census are taken through some TV channels. However, they very well know the damage caused by these animals to the crops of the farming community. A government cannot take an ad hoc decision to face such a problem. To prevent crop damages, there should be a scientific method. The census has been recommended by a special scientific committee. The government will conduct census definitely and identify the amounts the animals causing crop damages. The census does not cover all the animals living in thick jungles. The operational cabin was set up on the Agricultural Ministry premises today for the census crop damaging animals. The census is scheduled to be conducted from 8 a.m. to 8:05 a.m. island-wide on the 15th of this month. If there is any problem in this connection, the information can be obtained from the operational cabin from today to the 15th of this month.
A meeting between President Andrukumar Dissanayake and officials of the Excise Department was held today at the Presidential Secretariat. The discussion focused on addressing the current challenges faced by the Excise Department and achieving this year's revenue targets. A key point of the discussion was the integration of the department's operations with the Inland Revenue Department to enhance efficiency and fairness in tax collection. Attention was drawn to the efficient and effective regulation of alcohol and other approved intoxicants within the country to support economic growth. This includes increasing state revenue through proper regulation of the alcohol and tobacco industries, facilitating legal revenue generation, enforcing compliance with laws and regulations, implementing strong awareness programs against illegal alcohol, hazardous drugs and psychoactive substances, preventing health risks associated with unregulated alcohol consumption, and ensuring public safety. Discussions were held on the revenue collection and protection through an effective decision-making and management mechanism in strategic and operational activities. The necessity of formulating a human resource and technological development plan to enhance the efficiency of the Excise Department was also discussed.
Police have started the investigation to an situation faced by a female doctor in the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital. The Health Ministry says the police have been informed that several teams have been deployed to arrest the suspects. The team of officers headed by the Director of Medical Services in Health Ministry has been sent to Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital to look into this matter. The Health Ministry expects to accelerate the investigation and bring the culprits to book as soon as possible. The Ministry of Health and Mass Media therefore requests all relevant parties to act peacefully and provide the necessary support to the investigative officials.
Says that a large number of innovations of the science and technology sector in the island are to be commercialized within this year. The minister made these remarks participating in the committee stage debate on the expenditure heads of ministry and science and technology and digital economy in Parliament today. Minister Krishant Abesena said that plans are being prepared to develop technological sector within the next few years. Several test results that may help to find solutions for national problems are expected to be commercialized this year. The National Institute for Fundamental Studies expects to commercialize supercapacity batteries through a suitable investor. This will be popularized as an innovative product. The ministry mediates to provide required facilities to find out investors. Thereby, the ministry expects to produce rechargeable batteries and for electric vehicles within this year.
පෞද්ගලික පාර්ශ්වයන් සමග ඒකාබද්ධව ලංකාවේ ඇන්ටිවෙනම් නිෂ්පාදනය කිරීම සඳහා මෙම අසර අවසාන වන විට පෞද්ගලික ආයෝජනයක් ලෙස සෞඛ්‍ය අමාත්‍යාංශයේ අනුමැතියෙන් සහිතව ඇන්ටිවෙනම් ලංකාවේ නිෂ්පාදනය කිරීමේ හැකියාව අධ්‍යයනය කරමින් ඉන්නවා. ලංකාවේ භාවිත කරනු ලබන ට්‍රිපල් සුපර් ෆොස්ෆේට් and rock phosphate පොහොර විශාල විදේශ විනිමයක් වැය කරමින් ලංකාවට ආනයනය කරනු ලබනවා. එසේ වුවද ෆොස්ෆේට් පොහොර භාවිතය පිළිබඳ ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ ප්‍රවීණයන් සතුව ඇතිවෙච්ච තොරතුරු වලින්
Deputy Minister Chaturanga Besinga said that when decisions are being taken on the basis of data science, corruption and fraud can be prevented. Such transparent decisions taken by the NPP parliamentarians will help the country to be kept at optimum level. Parliamentarian Dr. Harsh De Silva said that experts like Dr. Hans Vijay Surya have been made presidential advisors. As opposition parliamentarians, we are happy about such decisions taken by the government. This country should be developed with digital infrastructure.
Cabinet approval has been granted to fill 5,882 vacancies in 9 ministries and 2 provincial councils. These recruitments are to be conducted in accordance to the recommendations of the committee appointed for review of the government service recruitment process and the management of staff. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that the recruitment of the government services has been stopped with the economic crisis. After the new government came into power, the committee has been appointed to review and streamline the government recruitment process under the leadership of the Secretary to the Prime Minister. The committee has forwarded its recommendations to fill 909 vacancies in the Ministry of Transport, Port and Civil Aviation. The 909 vacancies include Sri Lanka Railway Department, where there are 106 vacancies for station masters. The vacancies also include 127 vacancies in the Railway Management Assistant Mechanics. Approval has also been granted to recruit 384 financial technicians. Approval has been granted for the Ministry of Women and Child Affairs for the recruitment of 109 persons and 144 vacancies to be filled in the Ministry of Environment. The Ministry of Public Defence and Parliamentary Affairs has been granted permission to fill 2,500 vacancies. Another 22 vacancies will be filled in the Ministry of Education and Vocational Education. Another 3 vacancies will be filled in the Department of Science and Technology, while another 85 vacancies will be filled in the Ministry of Finance, Planning and along with the 20 vacancies in the Ministry of Fisheries and Water Supplies. 1,615 vacancies will be filled in the Ministry of Public Administration, Local Government and Provincial Councils. The Cabinet also approved to fill 72 vacancies in the Central Provincial Council, 303 in the Over Provincial Council, and another 5,882 vacancies. Cabinet approval has been granted to present a report containing the recommendations after studying the effects which have on the safety of passengers due to the modification of accessories in buses. Accordingly, the committee representing relevant institutions, including the Ministry of Transport, Highways and Port and Civil Aviation, has to be appointed. This proposal was presented by Minister Bimal Ratnayake. It is expected to pay an annual fee of International Solar Alliance and sign a framework of cooperation between Sri Lanka and the countries of that alliance. The Cabinet has also approved to establish a Technical Application Resources Centre in Sri Lanka. Along with a proposal was presented by Minister Kumara Jayakodi.
3 newly appointed Court of Appeal justices were formally sworn in before President Anrukumar Dissanayake today at the Presidential Secretariat. High Court Judge W.K.S.U. Premachandra was sworn in as a new judge of the Court of Appeal in the presence of the President. High Court Judge K. Priyantha Fernando was also sworn in as a new judge of the Court of Appeal today. In addition, High Court Judge A. Premashankar also took his oath as a new judge of the Court of Appeal in the presence of the President. Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Kumanayake was also present on this occasion.
GCE Ordinary A-Level Examination 2024 will commence on the 17th of this month. Commissioner General of the Examinations, Amit Jaisundara, says that the examination will be held until the 26th of this month. 474,147 candidates will sit the examinations this year. Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jaisundara says that the conducting of tuition classes, lecturers, seminars and workshops targeting the GCE O-level examinations have been totally prohibited from midnight today. In addition, printing and distribution of model questions and answers, displaying of posters and banners as supportive material for the examination and distribution handbills were also prohibited. Conducting online classes is also prohibited. Those who violate the rules and regulations will be strictly dealt with the existing law. If any candidate commits any malpractice of using mobile phones, he will be banned from government exams for a period of 5 years.
And here's a few more local news items in brief. The harvesting of Mudianse paddy field under Lapuduwa farm in Gaur was conducted yesterday. It comes under the Ministry of Agriculture of the Southern Province. The extent of the paddy field is 30 acres. Paddy has been cultivated in about 20 acres of land during this Maha season. The harvesting was conducted under the patronage of the Governor. Air tickets have been given to 41 persons who were employed in the construction field in Ishral. They left for Ishral yesterday itself, and Chairman of Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment Koshala Wickramasinghe gave away the tickets. Another batch of 177 persons are getting ready to depart for jobs in Ishra. A fundamental human rights petition has been filed in the Supreme Court demanding the issue of an order for an investigation regarding the misuse of public funds in paying compensation for the damaged residences of parliamentarians and ministers during the violent incidents which occurred after the attack on Kotagama Aragalaya at Golface in 2022. The petition has been filed by social activist, former Defence Minister Gotabaya Rajapaksa, former Defence Secretary retired Army Major General Kamal Gunaratne, with 15 others have been named as respondents in the petition. An Integration Assistance Centre was inaugurated today under the leadership of Deputy Minister Dr. Prasanna Gunasena. Communication facilities and the ability to gain information for passengers with special abilities will be provided by the centre. Facilities will also be provided for all passengers in the public transport service as the aim of this centre. Coordination facility through hotline number has been introduced as well. Officials of the police task force have been engaged again for the services in fire brigade service and to save lives in accidents which occur in highways. This has been implemented since last night. According to the Road Development Authority, the services of these officials will be obtained during accidents at Southern Expressway, the roundabout road outside Colombo, the new Calney Bridge and also on the Colombo-Kotnaika Road. Foreign news on the other side of this break.
You can make a difference. It is your duty to help eradicate dengue. Clean up your environment at least once a week. A message from the Dengue Control Unit of the Ministry of Health.
Taking a look at your foreign news tonight, Ukraine launched its biggest ever drone attack on Moscow today, killing at least 3.
A further 18 people, including 3 children, were injured from the attack. The attack has further caused short shutdown at the Russian capital's 4 airports. The reports have indicated that a total of 343 drones were drowned over Russia, including 91 over Moscow region and 126 over the western region of Kursk, where the Ukrainian forces have been pulling back, as well as the near Kursk nuclear power plant. The drone attack unfurled ahead of the talks between US and Ukrainian officials in Saudi Arabia on seeking an end to the 3-year war, and as Russian forces try to encircle thousands of Ukrainian soldiers in Kursk. Moscow authorities have indicated that the Ukrainian attack launched today was the biggest Ukrainian drone attack in the city, which along with the surrounding region has a population of at least 21 million and is one of the biggest metropolitan areas in Europe.
A gentle spring breeze is ushering in the season across China, with vibrant blossoms now coloring mountain slopes as flocks of cranes gracefully stroll through the wetlands. In Huangshan City, East China's Anhui province, colorful flowers along the Shinan River create a picturesque scene against the backdrop of Wushu-style residences. Recent warm weather has brought the plum blossoms at a botanical garden in Xi'an, central China's Hubei province, to full bloom. Spanning over 20 hectares, the deep red, pale pink and pure white blossoms create a mesmerizing landscape which has drawn numerous visitors eager to capture the beauty with photos. In Pyonglo County, northwest China's Ningxia Autonomous Region, flocks of common cranes have been spotted resting and foraging in a wetland along the Yellow River, bringing vibrant life to the early spring landscape.
Now to sports news. Sri Lanka Masters cricket team was able to qualify for the semi-finals in the International League Masters T20 cricket tournament by winning the match against England Masters team by 9 wickets yesterday. The tournament is being played in India. The batting first, the England Masters team scored 146 runs for 5 wickets in 20 overs. Phil Mustard scored half a century, and in reply, Sri Lanka Masters team won the match, scoring 150 runs for the loss of 1 wicket in 12.5 overs. The Kumar Sangakkara, playing an excellent innings, was the top scorer with 106 runs. His innings consisted of 19 boundaries and a 6 and completed in 47 balls. Asela Gunaratne was unbeaten on 22, while Ramesh Kanrakhidarna scored 116 runs. In victory, Sri Lankan Masters team are now the top of the points table in the tournament. They have been able to record victories in 4 matches of 5 they have played. India is in the second place in the points table. That's it for tonight's English News telecast. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.